What's up, guys? It's Chad with Living the Van Life up here in Washington. A few days ago I just made a video about urban stealth camping, which is an important aspect to living in a van. Being able to learn how to be comfortable, confident in living in your van in an urban situation. If you haven't seen that video, then check out the link right above here and see what I've got to say about urban stealth camping. However, the great thing about living in a van is the fact that you pretty much have everything that you need to survive right in your vehicle. And you can be mobile and free with the open road and go wherever you want and stay wherever you want. One of my favorite things to do is off-road. Getting out into the backcountry with your van, with your home, with your house on wheels, and enjoying the backcountry. Getting up into the mountains, out into the desert, exploring the dirt roads. And there's something very, very freeing about it when you've got a vehicle that's capable, but you also have a vehicle that has everything you possibly need to survive. In this video, I want to talk about my approach to how I set up my van to be more capable and more confident off-road. I'm going to talk about the tires, I'm going to talk about the suspension, the shocks, I'm going to talk about the various other kind of recovery equipment that I carry on board, the off-road light that I use, also my awning, which makes it nice for being out in the backcountry, and talk about how I approach living in a van when it comes to off-road and backcountry discovery. My van is a 1991 Volkswagen Westfalia. It's a two-wheel drive. I've done a lot of work to the suspension in order to give myself some extra ground clearance, as well as be able to allow room for the oversized tires. So it begins to take on the look of one of the Vanagon Synchros, which is the four-wheel drive model of these. But this one is indeed a two-wheel drive. One of the most important aspects when it comes to off-roading is going to be your tire selection. In fact, it should probably be one of your top priorities. It's important to select a tire that's going to give your vehicle the capability of getting into the type of terrain that you want to get to. And it's going to give you a lot of confidence when you know that your vehicle is going to be safe, that it can get you there, and it can get you back. That's the most important thing. After all, everything is riding on your tires. And when you've got your whole entire house on wheels, then you definitely need to think about what kind of tires you're putting on it. For my all-terrain tire selection, I went with a BF Goodrich All Terrain TA. It's the KO2 model. These are 225/75 R16 size. It's sitting on a 16-inch GoWesty aluminum wheel that are made specifically for Vanagons. And BF Goodrich just has such a trusted name, and it really gives me the confidence in my tires to know that it's going to get me through some pretty gnarly stuff. And with a trusted name like BF Goodrich, it's pretty hard to go wrong. I know a lot of people have their opinions on different tires and what makes a better tire. I've been extremely happy with these BF Goodriches, and I really have no complaints with them. The BFG All Terrains really are great for just about any surface that you can come across. Rain, mud, snow, ice. But when things get really deep, it's really nice to have a set of tire chains on board with you to get you out of any of those sticky situations. I also carry my snow chains with me year-round, just in case I find myself in a muddy situation that I can't get out of. Perhaps the snow chains can assist in getting you out of a situation like that. Over the years, there's been a lot of debate in the Volkswagen community about what is the maximum size tire that you can put on a Westfalia or a Vanagon. And I reviewed a lot of that research on the internet, reading discussions in forums, various people, what they've tried, what they've learned, and I used that knowledge to go forth and really try to push the maximum size tire that I could fit. These are a 225/75 R16 tire sitting on 16-inch wheels, and a lot of people out there will tell you that it's impossible to do it, but you can see here it's actually been done on my Westfalia, and I actually have zero problems with clearance. And I'll go in a little bit deeper and show you some of the work that I've done on the suspension in order to achieve this. So here we are at the front suspension of my Volkswagen Westfalia. I'm not going to get too technical on this because I want this to be a general van video, but I do also want to show you a bit of the modifications I did to get the extra height out of my Vanagon to fit these tires. I've got GoWesty Lift Springs on all four corners. These are a 1.5-inch lift spring, like I said, from GoWesty. I replaced the stock Volkswagen upper A-arms. These are the Burley Motorsports replacement A-arms. And that's important because when you do a lift kit on a Westfalia with the way it is on a independent front end suspension, you can lose your alignment when you push the suspension too high. Now, the special modification that I did in this particular instance is where you see the spring go up and it sits in this metal cup up in behind that upper A-arm there. That spring goes up in there. I cut a 3/8 inch washer, basically made myself a spacer block that sits up inside that cup, and it actually gives you a little bit more lift out of those springs for these oversized tires. To finish off my suspension work, I installed a set of 4 Fox shock absorbers. And I tell you what, that has really rounded out the ride. It's improved the handling, it's improved the off-road capabilities. The way these Volkswagen Vanagons are designed with their independent front suspension, they really just eat up the dirt roads. And especially when you've got the oversized BFG All Terrain tires, it just takes out, it smooths the bumps when you're hitting rough roads. These things just float over rough roads with this type of setup. So the GoWesty Lift Springs, the shock absorbers, the BFG tires, and Volkswagen's engineering on these things, it just makes for a very awesome ride. One of the other things that I really like about the way that Volkswagen designed these vehicles is the fact that they put the engine in the back. It's a rear wheel drive with the engine over the back tires, which provides freaking excellent traction for a vehicle like this. A lot of the weight's in the back with the chassis itself, plus you have the motor all over those back tires. My transmission is an automatic transmission, which actually makes it really, really nice for climbing steep terrain, climbing up over rough terrain where you have to ease on the throttle. You're not working your clutch so bad as you would in a manual transmission. And I know there's a lot of different opinions out there as far as, you know, pluses or minuses between the two styles of transmission, whether it's an automatic or a manual. I have found that I really, really like my automatic transmission for these kinds of things, being able to crawl over rough terrain and go as slow as possible and not having to work your clutch so much. So I really do like that. And it turns out that the automatic transmissions in these Westfalias are actually really, really strong. And I've heard a lot that the automatics are actually stronger than the manuals. So the Volkswagen Westfalia Vanagon definitely has that going for it. One of the other installations that I did to improve the reliability of my vehicle and instill some more confidence for me in it in an off-road situation was I upgraded the CV axles. With this style of transmission, the Volkswagens have CV axles in the back for the drive system, and those can be prone to braking, especially in an off-road situation where maybe you've lost traction, but then you grab traction, and that transfer of power can become detrimental to your CV axles. One of the upgrades available for the Vanagons is actually to do Porsche 930 turbo axles, which are those are beefed up to be extremely tough and handle that extra power of the Porsche 930 turbos. They happen to fit good on the Vanagon, and you have to change out the drive hubs and stuff like that. But that is one of the upgrades that I did do to my van to give it extra reliability when it comes to off-road. There's nothing worse than being way off the grid, way out in the backcountry, and having a drive axle break on you. So I upgraded that. I've been pretty happy that I did that. So we've talked about tires, we've talked about suspension, we've talked about drivetrain. Now let's talk about some of the other equipment that I've put on the van in order to help me through off-road situations. Here on the front of my van, I've got a high lift jack. Now I know there's a lot of controversy over these jacks and how dangerous they are. I will say right off the bat that you do need to be extremely careful while using these and make sure you understand exactly how to use the jack. I keep it on board with me because they can be extremely useful for lifting up your vehicle. If you get stuck in the mud and you need to place a traction device underneath your tires, you can get your tire up in the air and get your traction device installed. You can actually use these as a come along. There's a lot of different uses that you can get out of these things, so I like to have one on board just in case I get into a situation where I need it. Again, it's all about trying to be as prepared as possible. Being able to see in the dark. Let's face it, we're not always able to get into our perfect camp spot by the time that the sun goes down. That means we find ourselves in the backcountry, on a long dirt road, in the dark, and one of the key things to being safe about doing that is being able to see. And the LED light bar here that I've got, it's a 52-inch, 300 watt, it's curved, and it just so happens to fit the curvature of the front of a Volkswagen Westfalia. And this thing is absolutely key in being able to see in the dark. It turns a dark road into a tunnel of light. And this is one of the best investments I feel that I have made for my Vanagon and the situations that I like to get into. I think I got this thing on Amazon for about $150. Even though this is on the cheaper end of the spectrum as far as LED light bars, I actually have had no problems with this thing at all. It's always worked when I need it to, and it sits right above my eye line here on the Vanagon. In order to mount my LED light bar to my Vanagon, I've got the Vanagon Life LED light mounts. These are engineered by Dave over there at Vanagon Life, and they are made to fit right on the gutter of a Vanagon or a Westfalia and give you a spot to mount your LED light bar. There's no drilling required for this. It's just a screw-on installation, and it has held well for me all the way through my journeys in my van off-road. Here again, it's all about being prepared. Right here I've got a set of max tracks that I carry with me at all times. They fit nicely up on top of my Westfalia in the luggage well up on top, and I keep these with me all the time, and because you never know what kind of situation you're going to come across. The great thing about these max tracks is that they have multiple different uses. If you get stuck or high centered in snow or sand or mud or whatever it may be, you can slip these units under your tire and get yourself either more clearance, more traction. I've seen people use these things to bridge gaps and washouts, to be able to crawl yourself up over a log. There's multiple uses for these things, and that's why it's important to consider the actual MaxTrax brand, because they're a trusted brand. I've seen a lot of knockoffs where people are selling something similar and cheaper, but these are actually designed to be so rigid that, like I said, you can bridge a gap through a washout and get yourself on your merry way. But anyways, multiple uses for those things. Certainly would consider having some of those with you if you plan on doing a lot of backcountry exploration in your van. Figured I would demonstrate here something similar of how you would do this if you were stuck, had your tire buried in sand or snow or whatever it may be, mud. Basically the whole idea, you can see the heavy duty cleats that these things have on them. They're designed to be able to wedge under a tire and get yourself some traction, and a bit of a flotation device up over sand to get yourself out of that soft spot, whether it's mud or whatever. And that's where the high lift jack can come in handy. Like I said, there's the stock lift points. You can use your high lift jack to get that tire up in the air and be able to slide this MaxTrax down underneath it. A couple more key components that I keep with me in my van while I'm traveling the backcountry off-road. On the left here is a tire hook for the high lift jack, so you can actually lift from the wheels rather than off the chassis. These two hooks hook into the spoke holes on your wheels, and then this portion of this rests against your sidewall of your tire, and then you have a lifting point from your high lift jack that allows you to start lifting from the tire rather than off of the chassis, depending on your situation you're in. Over here on the right is a master pull tow rope, and that is for being able to yank people out of, or I should say, let's say, yank vehicles out of a stuck situation. This thing right here has a 28,500 pound braking strength. It's got very nice big giant eyelets on each side. These ropes right here can be lifesavers. They're actually designed to stretch, so you can actually back up with some slack in it and get a good head start. And this thing will stretch and then use that stretching power to help yank the vehicle out of the hole that they're stuck in. So that one right there is made by Masterpool. Really nice quality rope there. And yeah, a couple more components that I keep with me here in the van. Lastly, I think one of my most favorite installations on the van that I've done in the last year has been the Arb awning. And you see it mounted right up here along the gutter of my van. The great thing about it is the fact that it is simple, it's easy to use, which encourages you to use it more. It's inexpensive, and it doesn't require any drilling or any cutting to mount it on your van. They make gutter mounts that will mount that thing right up there, and on your merry way you go. The great thing is, especially up here in the Pacific Northwest, if it's raining or snowing, or even if you're in the part of the country where it's extremely warm and sunny out, this thing can provide you some shade. And voila, just like that, instant shade, instant shelter, whatever it may be that you're looking for. It folds out in probably less than a minute, I would say, if you've done it a few times. But just like that, you've got yourself an extra bit of shelter. The great thing about the Arb awning and how it fits on the Vanagons, you can see it's nice and tight up against the side of the vehicle. It's not big, it's not bulky, and it comes in a nice compact zippered pouch that keeps it clear of all the road grime as you're traveling down the road. Growing up back in the 80s as a young kid, we didn't have cell phones around. Instead, we relied on CB radios. And I feel like in these days, we rely too much on cell phones, and we rely on that network. Well, when you get into the backcountry and you get off grid, you start to lose cell phone reception, and you can't really rely on it. So what I did is I installed a CB radio into my vehicle, and that gives me the extra bit of confidence that, you know what, if something did go wrong, at least I do have hope of some sort of communication. The other great thing about that is if you are traveling with a group of people, encourage them to install a CB radio into their vehicle as well. It's a great way of being able to communicate easily while you're driving in separate vehicles. You can pick up the microphone and have a quick chat about the path you're going to take, taking a left or taking a right, or even pointing out some wildlife. So CB radio, it's a little bit archaic, but you know what? When you can't depend on those cell phone networks, then the CB radio is a go-to. Ultimately, guys, this is exactly the reason why we live in our vans. To have the ultimate freedom to be able to take your home on wheels and park it wherever you wish. To be able to sit in your living room and experience this kind of view. This is exactly why I love getting out into the backcountry, hitting the dirt roads, getting off-road, and experiencing this right from the comfort of your living room. Because guys, it's all about living the van life. I mean, right? Isn't that what it's all about? That ultimate freedom of being able to park your home on wheels wherever you want and experience a view like this? That's where it's at for me. Anyways, I hope that you guys found this information useful. I hope you can take it and find some inspiration in there, get your home on wheels out into the backcountry, and go experience all this nature that this world has to offer us. If you guys are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you've been with me for over the years, thank you so much for being part of the channel. Make sure and leave your comments in the comments down below. Tell me what you like, what you didn't like. Make sure and hit that like button. Most of all, guys, go out there and experience it. And peace out. Keep on trucking. How about one more last look at that view?